Hey, what's up, beautiful people? Exanon here from South Africa. You know, love talking about BRICS and XRP and what's going on in the country I am. You know, blessing in disguise to be in this country and look at what's going on with BRICS and developments that's taking place. So today we're just going to dive into the BRICS preparing a masterstroke against the dollar, as the title says in this article. And this article is from cointribune.com, right? So what they're talking about here, and we'll just read through it, is member countries of the BRICS are intensifying their efforts to establish a new global economic dynamic. This initiative, driven by recent developments and major agreements, could disrupt the current balance of international trade. Hmm, very interesting, with the things that's currently happening with the US as well, and those elections, playing out, and with the stuff that just took place recently, you could see that will definitely impact international trade. As I did see Linda McMahon, was formerly the CEO of WWE, talk about, when Trump was in office, that when it came to the tax thing and stuff, China had to pay, tariffs, and that's what kept taxes lower. So now with China being part of the BRICS as well, they're gonna obviously try now with the whole de-dollarization thing, as that has been the talk, and you know, definitely wouldn't want anyone to suffer in the case of this. But this is you have to be prepared for what's about to come, because everyone is gonna feel the pinch when the dollar does plummet. As you can see, it did start off with the UK first. Everything starts off in London and then goes over everywhere else. I think CrowdStrike and what happened with CrowdStrike was just one of the first initiatives, and with those updates to the payment systems. So let's get deeper into this article, right? So it says Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov recently emphasized at a press conference that the de-dollarization process within the BRICS is underway. He specifically stated that this process cannot be stopped. The ongoing development of alternative payment system for the BRICS bloc. Okay, so you see that's taking place with the payments on the BRIC blocks. Now the BRICS are showing increasing commitment to reducing the use of the dollar in their international transactions. In July, a major trade agreement worth 100 billion was signed between Russia and India. This agreement promotes trade in local currencies and marks a significant turning point in bloc de-dollarization strategy. It, it aligns with a series of similar initiatives, including a previous agreement with Iran. That a previous agreement with Iran. And that probably could be, the oil agreement, probably, with the whole petrodollar thing. Not to get there's tons of videos I spoke about that in the past as well, because the petrodollar did sink a long time ago. It's just that they only have this kind of system to depend on, as they are looking for alternative payment system for the BRICS. And I did talk about new development bank. There's an XRP taking place, all these different companies and stuff like that. And then when they talk about it, then this is them leading towards the new payment system. BRICS de-dollarizing projects are not limited to a bilateral agreement. They also include developments in payment systems. Now, developments that we could be talking is maybe the ISO 20022, other stuff like R3 Hyperledger, Interledgers, all those good stuff that's going to be in this new system that's coming into place with these networks. Ideas of creating that platforms during the 2023 summit, and I'll leave this. I'm not going to go through the entire article, right? But they do talk about, where they can have major repercussions of the dollar globally, which we know is going to happen. Um, Maybe we're not sure the perfect time for that event, but we know it's going to happen, at some point where the dollar is going to go down. The BRICS are also working on establishing a mechanism for settlement of payments and accounts. Now, when it comes to settlements, payments, and accounts, and I've shown you all with the CBDCs, the Ripple software, and I've showed you in South Africa how there's Project Goka on one hand, and how they do stuff with these documentations. And I mean, if you'd like, you can check out my previous videos, uh, and you can skip through them as well, so it could save you time. But if you want to look through and watch the whole video, it's cool as well. Just to see what I was talking about previously with those other documents. Uh, if you're new as well, if you just like to view it, it's perfectly cool as well. So the impact of these changes, where there was a part of this article, and I think I skipped it, where it did mention India. So the major trade agreement was signed between Russia and India. This is the part, the Russia and India part, where I want to get to, right? Where this trade agreement was done. Because in India, if you paying attention, when how these plans are going about, you would see that Ripple started a US company is they expanding to workforce in India, right? This was article is June 2022, so 2 years ago, and they kind of have an office there, just as they have an office in Ireland as well. Did explain that on the previous channel, right? So in this article here, and I'll drop a link to this, it just talks about what's his name, Ashish Bala, right? And he talks about this, the senior vice president spoke on a panel, and how it's they established themselves in the global economy. And he said that the crypto would do it to get Indian financial institutions to join RippleNet. And then they talked about Ripple Labs as a real-time cross-settlement system, currency exchange, remittance network called Ripple. And they're talking about the fiat currencies. You can see a little bit about XRP here and there. And then they talk about the appointments, but there's the main part here. The new office in Mumbai, which is Mumbai, India, led by Naveen, will allow us to respond rapidly growing demand for frictionless payments by our current customers. Now, there had to be some agreements to get the regulations for a US company to come into India just to be a part of BRICS. Doesn't really add up, because there's India de-dollarization with BRICS, but they have a Ripple company, which is a US crypto-based company in India, which is a financial institution that got regulations. So you see how the playing field, everything works, and how it's not really to. It's kind of they're working together, because remember, the moment that A happens, they need to have a extreme recovery program in place when that de-dollarization does happen. That's why these other countries have this stuff in place, and there's tons of documents. I mean, that's over from 2018 right up to 2024. That's like, I would say about what, 6 years, closely about say about 6 years that this stuff have been out on the internet. Tons of documents, previous videos. Check it out, guys. But that's what I'm going to come down to. And if you really enjoyed this video, I'd like to leave a comment or anything that I could probably look into, drop a link below. But thank you guys for watching the video. I'm out.